What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Thank you for stopping in. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you here. Before you guys head out, hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you have time, leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. So today, we have an overview to do for you guys. This is the FINCH ROAD RUNNER. A nice interpretation of a folding stiletto. Now, this knife has not received much or any use. I've carried it some and cut with it some. Enough to know that it's got a good thin edge on it. It's very pokey, stabby. This would make a good kind of self-defense knife, like a backup to your primary self-defense knife. Just for the simple fact that it's very easy to deploy. You have this rear flipper tab and it fires right out of there. You have this nice long spear point stiletto style blade, and it comes down pretty thin. Not too thin though. This actually has a pretty, for as thin as it is and as long as it is, it's got a pretty thick spine, even leading down to the tip. Now you will break this tip off if you try to do anything out of the ordinary. But Finch did it so that it is pretty thick behind the tip there, which will aid in some strength for your piercing style cuts or stabs. It's a unique knife. It's kind of like a new school meets old school design, which Finch is really known for. Their take on a modern old school type design, they usually do pretty well. Now, you might not always agree with their price, which they tend to be a little higher in price. They tend to use 154 CM, which is a great steel. It's a great steel, a great all-around steel. But they tend to use a steel frame lock or a faux bolster lock. It's a frame lock disguised as a bolster lock, basically. And they tend to work pretty well. And I believe that the lock would be very strong. Not that you would be able to use this in like a hard use case scenario. This would be more of a talking piece or a last ditch self-defense style knife. It's got a good size to it. I got decent sized paws, and it fills up my whole hand and then some. And then you do have a nice long blade. I am trying out a new camera angle, so I'm trying to get used to it. We will go ahead and get some specs on this guy and go tip to butt. So you have, it's about a 3 1/4 inch total blade length. and it is coming down to 7 3/4. You're pretty much going to get all of that blade for cutting. I would say you get about 3 1/8 of cutting edge, and then like I said, 3 1/4 total. Now where this guy gets it's a little out of the norm is its weight, and due to it being a steel bolster lock, this is gonna be heavy, guys. It's coming in at 4.195 ounces, so almost 4.2 ounces. So it's not, I have knives way heavier than this, but in a much bigger package. I don't have anything handy right now. Not that I couldn't grab something quickly, but you know, that steel, like being a full steel handle is gonna make these naturally heavier. So the balance point is right there. So I mean, it's not too bad, but it is weighty. You know, if you're comparing, let's just say these are very similar in size. This is the Vostede Valkyrie. This guy's coming in at 3 1/2 ounces. This guy's coming in at 4.2, let's call it. So 0.7 more, almost a full ounce more. And they are basically identical in size here. Let's get out the CMB Dharma. Now, the Dharma is quite a bit bigger. Let's weigh this guy just to see. Now, this feels like it's about the same weight, maybe a touch more. But this knife, you're getting more blade length, you're getting a thicker handle, and you're getting more handle. So that's coming in right around 4.4. So now this is a heavier guy also, but you're getting more blade, you're getting more handle, you're getting a thicker handle, just something that's going to be a lot more comfortable. Now, you're not going to buy this knife because you want a good work knife. You're not going to buy this knife because you want a good EDC knife. This is a talking piece. This is a last-ditch self-defense piece. This is a show piece, and it's done very well for that case. You do have a glow-in-the-dark emblem here with the old FINCH logo in the middle there. You got the red bone handles, and then you have their steel deep carry clip. Only a tiny little bit will be poking out of the pocket there. FINCH does a good job, and they use good materials. They're just a little pricey, a little on the pricier end, but not, you know, not horrible. I would say like FINCH and Best Tech are known for being a little overpriced. And there's other companies out there that are like that too, but typically if it's a little overpriced, i.e. Benchmade, SE, couple of these other companies that I can't really think of off the top of my head, you're getting a lifetime warranty. So, you know, when you buy a Benchmade, yeah, you're gonna pay $50, $75, $100 over probably what it should be. But you get that lifetime warranty. You can send them in for sharpening. You can break it and they'll send you a new one. So that being overpriced is, in my eyes, it's worth it. For someone who is going to buy a knife once, if it was me, if it was me, now this don't really have anything to do with this video or this knife, but if I was gonna buy one fixed blade and one folder, and that's it, I would buy a Benchmade and I would buy an Essie, and then I have two knives for the rest of my life, and most likely that I can pass on, especially the Essie. I have several of them, and they will last my whole life, and they will last my son's life, and I'm sure someday get passed down to his kids. But off the little tangent there, this is a cool knife. The market for this is someone who's looking for a stiletto, old school style, modern pocket knife, basically with modern materials. If you just saw this, you would think, if you didn't know anything, you would think, oh, that's an old folding pocket knife. But no, the Road Runner just came out within the last year or so, and it's a good knife. It's a cool knife. It's definitely a showpiece, a talking piece, and I think, it's pretty cool. We went over everything in a sporadic way. You do have Finch's tag there on the front of the blade, which I could do without. And then you do have 154 cm and the Road Runner symbol there on the clip side. And then as you can see there, this is like a faux bolster lock. You can see the nice red jig bone handles. There is a front shot of the emblem and the red bone. It is very cool and very unique. You don't see many of these styles of knives. And that's one thing that drew me to this knife when I bought it. It's just very unique. You do have 154 cm on the blade, like I said earlier, which is a great steel. So you can't really go wrong with the material choices. So all in all, I would say this is a cool talking piece, a cool show piece, especially in this red jig bone. This was my favorite one out of the Road Runner bunch. It just looks badass in my opinion. But all in all, I would say it's a cool knife, a cool show piece. I think you can pick these up anywhere, pretty much. My guess is, I didn't look, I always forget, but probably 120, 130 is going to be the normal for this, maybe even a touch more. But if this is something that you're interested in, that's not a bad price. All in all, you're getting the good craftsmanship here, and that's, you're getting the good materials, the good craftsmanship, and that's what really counts. Paying for that is kind of the afterthought. If you like the way it looks, you like the materials, the craftsmanship is good, what's it worth to you? So That is the Finch Road Runner. If you're still here, thank you. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below and ring that little bell. Give the video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. I will catch you guys later.